Suit underway.
Desmond Shaw is overhead and Scott Cow with the latest. Des?
A really dangerous one right here, Chauncey and Susie. We're on Mulholland Drive in the Hollywood Hills. Look at this maniac going on the wrong side of the road for no reason. Whoa, splitting right between cars right here. We believe this is Beverly Hills PD that is in pursuit. We're not sure why, though. We're not sure why they're chasing the suspect as they now come out onto Cahuenga West. So very, very dangerous. At least we're off of Mulholland Drive there. Couldn't believe going the wrong side around those blind turns. We've got 75 miles an hour, though. The wrong side of the road again. I believe this is a Volvo SUV blasting through that red light right now. So we're headed into Universal City and Studio City. It's LA County Sheriff's deputies who have their helicopter overhead. Person driving like a total lunatic right here. Desperately trying to evade the authorities. We'll see if they stick with this one because it is just so dangerous right now, Chauncey and Susie.
I wonder, Desmond, how did this all begin? Do you know anything about what happened prior to the chase?
No, you know, we only heard this because we were actually investigating another story in North Hollywood, and we heard the sheriff's ship communicating to Burbank Towers frequency, and they said pursuit. So then we just did a little sniffing around and then heard some more radio traffic here. I believe they were trying to get LAPD's helicopter overhead as well. But look at this, 80 miles an hour right here. As we come around this big building, we'll try to get it here on the other side. And, I mean, we've still got, you know, the tail end of rush hour traffic right now. We're on Cahuenga, very busy street here as we blast through Studio City into, or Universal City into Studio City. We'll be coming up to Lancashire here very soon. I don't see any of the authorities behind this person right there. Look at that, 100 miles an hour according to our speedometer, right through that red light, didn't slow down at all. You know, this guy is driving this SUV like it's a motorcycle right now. I can't believe this right now, blasting through another one. I'm really worried that this person is going to kill somebody right now, Chauncey and Susie.
Oh, certainly. So, Des, you talked about Beverly Hills PD, and we haven't seen police behind.
Give me a break.
We haven't seen police behind this suspect, and especially when you were when he was there right on Mulholland, some very dangerous maneuvers there. Insanely dangerous maneuver. And wow, my pilot Dylan here is doing a great job keeping up, just letting me know about all the traffic that's coming up. Now, you know, we're past rush hour traffic as we're on Ventura Boulevard. This is the time of night, folks just trying to go out, get a bite to eat. Oh my goodness, I think we might have clipped that vehicle. It might have clipped that vehicle right there. I just cannot even believe, why would someone be driving like this? Look at this blasting through the center divider. This, and you know, we're on such a busy street right now, arguably the busiest street in the entire San Fernando Valley, one of the busiest streets in LA. And so many restaurants and shops. You have a lot of pedestrians out here driving around. I've seen a lot of close calls on Ventura Boulevard, even without someone driving like an absolute maniac like this, as we make the turn onto Colfax Avenue now, going over the LA River, very close to our studio center, actually. I believe you just saw, it might have been sheriff's deputies in the shot right there. So we'll just widen out here for a second to see if we see any authorities immediately behind the suspect. I don't, and now the wrong way, again, for... Wow, this is, I don't even know what to say about this one, Chauncey and Susie.
I mean, you can certainly understand why the LA County Sheriff's Department on the ground is not behind this pursuit right now. As we mentioned, they are in the air with Aero, which is their helicopter. But at speeds like this along Ventura Boulevard, as we saw, you know, Desmond was talking about that busy thoroughfare, you know, being one of the busiest in the San Fernando Valley. And that's usually the street that people take to avoid the freeway because of the traffic on the 101 freeway. But right now, as you can see, not a whole lot of cars, thank goodness, along Colfax Avenue. But still, this car is going way too fast for this area. We know that this is it's a school area. There's a lot of different speed limits there. Let's go over to Mike Rogers at the desk for this update.
Sorry, Susie and Chauncey, I just wanted to jump in here. I just got off the phone with Beverly Hills PD. They're the ones chasing this. This person is wanted for brandishing a weapon. This happened about 7:40 tonight in the area of Wilshire and Rexford in the city of Beverly Hills. The watch commander there tells me the weapon was possibly a firearm, but couldn't be any more specific with me than that. Nobody was injured. And again, this was a brandishing situation. And I just want to point out here, Beverly Hills has a very sophisticated network of closed circuit television cameras and automatic license plate readers. Almost every time they chase somebody, it's because they're able to track the car through the city and get units behind it before it exits the city. So Beverly Hills PD, again, saying this is a person who brandished a weapon, possibly a firearm, at Wilshire and Rexford around 7:40 tonight.
So showing that weapon, though, who was it to? To someone, to police? Do you know, Mike?
To a civilian, to some victim. And I don't know, and I was trying to get out of him if this was going to be like was there an attempted robbery? Is that why the weapon was brandished? But at this point, they're not calling it an attempted robbery. They're just saying brandished a weapon. So, T-bone.
No.
Gosh.
It's exactly what we didn't want to see. Exactly what we didn't want to see. T-boning an innocent person out and running. We're at Irwin and Colfax now out. You see the spotlight there from sheriff's deputies. And fortunately, here are the authorities as they're running up the alleyway right here and into this car park. Underneath a awning there and into this backyard. Authorities right on this person's tail. Let's hope that they tackle him right here. Boy, I sure hope everyone is okay in that vehicle. If there was anyone in the passenger seat, we saw the side curtain airbags come out. That was a very, very tough impact. But weapons drawn, and it looks like they are getting the suspect here into custody.
Yeah, he may be on the ground there, it looks like. And, Mike, you were talking about this, the sophisticated cameras and that network that they have to track this car. I am hoping that the person in that white car that was T-boned is doing okay, because that was quite a crash right there.
Really intense crash. And now that he's going into custody, Des, maybe we can go back and look at the victim car here and see how they're doing as they got T-boned. Beverly Hills, we had thought for a second they may have backed out of this, but they were right there. At least the one officer was right there. Okay, it looks like some people are out of the car. I'm sure we'll be getting a fire department response here. I don't see the driver in the car, and luckily they got hit on the passenger side.
I see someone there on the sidewalk there in the gray pants, maybe holding his arm. Yeah. Let's watch that. Just this horrific crash. I mean, this driver was going at a high rate of speed. Right there, making impact. But police right there on his track as soon as he took off running.
Sure.
I was very surprised with that.
A lot of times we think just because we see the helicopter in the air that the ground units are not nearby, but they are certainly getting that communication from other units, perhaps a chopper from the LA County Sheriff's Department communicating with other agencies to let them know that this person obviously is going very fast, so it's hard to chase on the ground. But, they don't want to chase too close sometimes because of that fact, because they were going so fast. Perhaps they might have gone even faster had they been chasing this person with ground units. So they certainly want to take those precautions. As you can see what could happen, and they could certainly put their deputies or their officers in danger as well.
And I just wanted to point out, there is only one Beverly Hills unit that is there with them right now, and that is kind of unusual. Most agencies won't chase if they've only got one unit in it, and that one unit was still able to take this guy into custody. We just saw him behind the police car there. So they've got that guy in custody, and that one unit very aggressively chasing him, pulled in right behind him in that alley and was able to take him into custody. And I'm sure, now we see them going through the suspect car there, opening the doors. Again, still alone. I'm sure the Sheriff's Department is on the phone with the LAPD trying to get those guys out here to at least give them some traffic control and help them out here. And of course, I'm sure we'll see the fire department responding soon for the traffic collision portion of this. But really remarkable that one officer was able to handle that.
Just to speak more to what Michael's talking about, usually with agencies like the LAPD, CHP, they're waiting for more units to get in place before they even start to pursue a car. So for them to do that alone, you can just see the different protocols that different agencies actually take.
And just the winding, I've covered chases here for almost, 7 or 8 years now, and I don't know that I remember one weaving through Mulholland like that. Maybe one time I can think of, but really unusual for those high speeds on Mulholland. Thank God, not that I'm glad that anybody crashed, but at least the crash was here and not off the side of the mountain on Mulholland, where we've seen cars roll into houses and all kinds of different situations.
Mike, I was going to ask you, and you've been calling chases a while, I was going to ask you that. Have you ever seen anything like that on Mulholland when we first picked up this?
Yeah, I don't think so. And Des, you've done this too. I can't remember the last time we've seen it go through the hills like that.
No.
No, I do recall one on Mulholland that ended in a really serious crash because there are just so many sharp turns. It's not uncommon for people to wipe out on Mulholland there because those, turns can be a lot more severe than people realize. And when I was looking at this from a distance and seeing the police lights, that's what I thought was going to happen with this pursuit. And then to get on there and see this guy wrong side of the road around blind curves. This ended in a crash. Fortunately, I believe it's only this person that was in the car. They are conscious. Hopefully, they're going to be okay. But, as badly as this ended, I frankly thought it was going to end a lot worse than this.
Even when the suspect was just hauling it up Colfax, we never saw police. We didn't think
on the ground.
And then he made it to this intersection very fast, and then we were like, oh, dang, the crash, and then police right there on it.
Right there. I mean, really, Johnny on the spot. You know, usually it takes agencies a couple minutes at least to get there, because of the fact that they need to, you know, get into place where that person is, because they haven't been following them so closely, because of the reason that, you know, they don't want to put that pressure on that person to drive even faster or more recklessly. But in this case, as Mike was talking about, one Beverly Hills police officer making the arrest and also chasing this person down.
Yeah, and just about 4 minutes ago, the LA Fire Department did receive the call to come out and check out that patient of the traffic collision. So they're on their way now, not on scene just yet.
We are hoping that person will be okay, and are glad that this suspect has been taken into police custody tonight.
All right, thank you to our Desmond Shaw and SkyCal for this view. We're going to keep following this and bring you the very latest just as soon as we get any updates. The end